I have no control at this point of what I say, and your feelings might get hurt. Cherry, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be really quick because I've got to run, but this was on my mind. And I was at work the other day, and one of the guys there, he's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" One of my customers was like, "Hey, how are you?" And he was like, "You look tired." First of all, you never tell a woman she looks tired because it's nothing positive. It's an attack on somebody's physical character. And women are judged on our beauty, no matter what. We have to always look like we're put together, and we're always just judged more harshly than men. I have no control at this point of what I say, and your feelings might get hurt. Or for you to come at a woman and say she looks tired, that just opens up a whole can of worms. And I used to go through this whole unraveling process where I'd overthink. I'm like, why do I look tired? Does my makeup look bad? Do my eyes look sad? Like, do my eyes look baggy, saggy, whatever? And we go through this whole thing. And sometimes maybe it's innocent, but 9 times out of 10, I take that as a microaggression. Or I take that as you trying to humble me so that you can either find some kind of way to manipulate me or whatever. It doesn't necessarily always have to be something that great, but I'm going to respond to it like it is. So he said that my immediate response, no pause, said, "Not as tired as you do." Just like that, no emotion, I wasn't mad. And that's what I responded. And he was just like, "Oh no." He immediately got offended. Sir, you can tell me I look tired, but the minute I flip it around and tell you you look tired, you get offended. Make it make sense. You can tell me I look tired, but it's okay. It's not okay for me to tell you. So that way, he learned in that moment how it feels, and maybe he'll think twice about saying that to another person, let alone another woman, right? So, and then I walked away. I didn't ruminate over it. I wasn't thinking about it. I just, I did the Uno reverse card, flipped it back up, and I was done. I walked away. Tell me why 2 hours later, he must have been thinking about it. He must have really been thinking about it, because 2 hours later, he came to me and he apologized. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying that, you just had a new baby." I didn't say, I didn't apologize to him. I didn't accept his apology. I was like, okay. I walked away, because either way, you're digging a hole for yourself, so you're saying, "Oh, you're a new mother." It's still an attack on my appearance, and I'm not going to, and then it's also underneath it, there's a little bit of misogyny underneath it, but that's a whole nother video. But he was really thinking about it for 2 hours, and he came back to me, right? One, I don't need anybody to humble me. The world will humble me. I'm going to walk around with this high level of self-confidence. Even if there's some days I don't feel like it, I will put it out there that I'm the most confident person in the world, because I am not putting out any weaknesses for you to come in here and try to think that you're going to do something to me. Another example, like I probably get a lot of practice with this because I worked in a bar. I made a joke because somebody, you have to, I have to give a gap. I'll talk with people. This one guy, he comes in, and somebody ordered a meal that came with fries. He's like, "Hey, put her fries on my tab." In the back of my mind, I was like, so I told him, I'm not gonna do this mental gymnastics on trying to figure out how to separate the fries from the meal. The meal comes with the fries. You can either buy the whole meal or nothing at all. And I'm working smarter, not harder. But I had a rapport with these customers, and it was a joke, but I was like, at the same time, dude, you can't sweep in like, "Yo, what's up? I'm gonna buy her fries." First of all, if you were even to get a side of fries, it's $4. No one is impressed with the fact that you want to pay for her fries. You're gonna pay for her meal, or you're not gonna pay for nothing at all. I can't cut the meal in half. But I wasn't being nasty to him. It was a joke because he looked silly, and I'm like, what? So then his friends were like, all just laughing, and they were like, "Hi, that's why I like you." It was just, friendly bar conversation. So then he in turn wanted to tell me, what did he say? His exact words, but he's like, "Don't let them gas you up." Immediately, My response, I came in here gassed up. I don't need nobody to gas me up. And then he felt some kind of way. He was just like, oh, you're not gonna humble me. You're not gonna make me feel less than, whatever. So what happens like 30 minutes later? He's still thinking about it. I'm down in the bar doing something else. He comes down to me to apologize. See what happens when you don't take shit from people? And when you're not emotional, you don't get caught up in it. You need to control your emotions. No. He came to me and he apologized to me. I was like, oh, it's no big deal. It's not that serious. Walked away. You see how these things are? You need to teach people how to treat you. Very simple. So I am somebody that struggles with a couple of like autoimmune disorders. I have an autoimmune disorder, and I have ADHD. I have fibroids and bipolar disorder. So all those things affect, one, my energy. And, fibroids can make you gain weight. And when you have a lack of energy, that can make you gain weight. So I have a few things that can cause weight gain. Luckily, I'm a very active person. But, what's the matter, mamas? Oh, what's the matter, mamas? You want to tell everybody hi? You want to say hi? Say hi, YouTube. Okay, I'm going to have to take a minute and tend to my toddler. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I gave her a snack, but this is one of those things. This is real life, because you'll see things online and you'll see these polished videos and not realizing that they might have taken hours to make, even though it's a 5-minute video. And if you hear that beeping sound, that is my smoke detector. So I know that some of you might have that neurodivergent brain. You're like, what is that? That's what it is. And you might hear the TV in the back with my baby. It's life. I'm making do what to do. We're going to push through. Okay? People feel real comfortable, saying things. So I'm giving you examples of things that I've said. And I'm not even going to lie. Like, there's varying degrees and varying levels of pettiness to how I respond, depending on how well I know you, how you come at me. Like, I was walking behind the bar, and some guy, when I was pregnant, and it's funny because me and him I just not used to get along with him at all. But as soon as I started putting up this boundary and being somewhat of a bitch to him, he's got so much respect for me now. He's a lot nicer to me. He comes to my aid. And if you had told me when I met him that he would have been someone that I was kind of cool with, I would have never guessed it. I'm walking behind the bar and he's FaceTiming with his girlfriend. He's doing like this. He's like, look at Sherry. She looks depleted. And I was not regulating my emotions right then because I was actually pregnant. And I didn't announce it to everybody. And this is one of the reasons why you don't go and tell everybody. I had especially the first trimester, I had a very difficult pregnancy because, one, I have fibroids, and the fibroids really caused a lot of pain for me. So like, it would hurt to walk. There were some days I really couldn't move. And then I was told too that sometimes with your second child, you might experience more pain or ligament pain because your muscles are relaxing. When I tell you I was laying down crying, I was like, oh my God, literally crying because I was in so much pain because my ligaments were stretching. I had fibroids, and I have multiple fibroids. Fibroids are non-cancerous tumors, and they were so big that when I first found out I was pregnant, I sometimes, at the beginning, I looked like I was 4 months pregnant when I was only I wasn't even finished with my first trimester because my fibroids would flare up, or I would be bloated. So he said, not knowing the background that I have fibroids, that I'm having extreme pain, that I'm pregnant, and I'm having very bad nausea and motion sickness and all kinds of things like that, he turns around, he's like, look at Sherry, she's depleted. So I was a little, the hormones. So I looked over at him and I was like, I'm pregnant, you jackass. What's your excuse? And he said, so for the rest of my pregnancy, he was so apologetic to me because I said that. Because, one, he's sitting there drinking, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times people were drinking, You know, they might look a little, you know, when they're drinking a little drunk. So he wasn't looking his best. Like, don't come at me when you're not looking like Brad Pitt at his prime, or no. Who are you to tell me how I look when we're not equals here? You know, so you have to check people and let them know that you won't tolerate any kind of disrespect. And then generally they respond better to that. So I'm saying that to say, people feel real comfortable saying things. Like this past week, I think 3 times, someone has asked me if I was pregnant, or they indirectly asked me was I pregnant. Now, depending on how it comes to me, first of all, you should never ask a woman if she's pregnant. There's so many things behind that. They could have endometriosis. They could have fibroids. They may actually be bloated and look like they're pregnant. And they might actually want a baby and have problems conceiving, or they're having fertility issues. Never, 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 never ask a woman if she's pregnant. If she feels comfortable enough to talk to you about that or to make that announcement, so be it. But, you know, I'm not going to take it personally if somebody that I know closely were like, are you pregnant? Because the people that were close to me, they knew I was pregnant before I said anything. Like my bartender, we went around and I ordered something. I ordered a cranberry juice or something. And he was like, you pregnant? So it's different. So it's different. I don't have to come at everybody like that, right? So, and another girlfriend of mine, she was like, girl, you can tell me. Ma'am, I just gave you a Capri Sun. There's nothing in here. See, I'm making her think she's drinking it. You wanna go get your juice? Go get your juice. Can you go bring mommy your juice? Go get your juice. So I think she's telling me it is time to put this video to put this video to bed, mommy. We got things to do. But it's just a rule of thumb. But the last few weeks, I've been asked a few times. Yes. Excuse? I've been asked like 3 times. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. You think mommy looks pregnant? Go get Llama Llama. Go get Llama Llama. I'm trying to get out of here so I can finish the last few minutes of this video. So I had someone ask me, or I had 2 people ask me if I was pregnant. I was just taken aback by that. But and then that right there is a huge personal story. Like, you don't understand. So I'm either going to make you feel extremely uncomfortable, because how dare you ask me such a personal question, or I want to flip it around and let you see how it feels. And I don't care if you're a man or not. And I was like, no, but you're looking a little pregnant yourself. Did you put on a few pounds? Or I'll flip it around and be like, oh, no, but are you suffering from male pattern baldness? Because I'm seeing that your hairline is looking a little sparse. They will be thinking about it for hours. And I'm not trying to be nasty or rude, but maybe a little bit. Maybe I'm being a little petty. But don't ask me something like that. Or if someone says something like, you're looking a little tired, or are you pregnant? I'll just go to a biological explanation about what's going on with me. I'll tell you, I'll make it sound so disgusting, or so they're so uncomfortable that they'll regret saying it, and they may not even ask anybody else like that. Be like, no, but I do have 5 very fibrous non-cancerous tumors that are sitting on my uterus wall lining and on my cervix. And then you'll just go into, and they'll be like, because you'll say things like uterine wall lining, uterus, fibrous, like use words that will be like, you know, like I'll say something like, oh, I'm just going through my monthly menses and the unfertilized eggs are leaving through my uterine wall lining. Something like that. They'll be like, ooh. Or just say something, and then they'll either be very uncomfortable, or I'll be like, oh, no, but you're obviously on the spectrum because you don't take social cues and you don't find it inappropriate to ask people such personal questions. There you go. So I'm gonna go because little mama is ready to go, and we got some stuff to do before I go to work. But I wanted to put this out there because people really need to stop being so comfortable saying things like that to you. And then when you open your mouth to ask me something like that, you poor unfortunate soul, you don't know what's about to come back at you, because after you come at me like this, my mouth is reckless. But all right, until next time, in love and light. Davey, say bye-bye in love and light.